Hey there and welcome to Costa Rica Story. And how does rain affect plans sometimes? I love rain, but sometimes it affects plans. Stay tuned to this episode of Costa Rica Story because that's what I'm going to talk about. So what happens when rain comes, which it often does, and changes your plans? Here in Costa Rica, you just roll with it. And I'm going to throw that quote out there. You know, I've discovered one thing about myself. I can have a thought in my head the thought is like a sentence. It's a quotation. I have it perfect in my head. But going from my head to my mouth, it just gets messed up. I'm going to try to do it. It's a quote that I give you all the time here. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. So today's perceived impediment is the raindrops, because my plan today was to film 3 episodes of Costa Rica Story. And I'm going to give you an insider tip. What I do sometimes, I bring 3 different shirts down and I make 3 different episodes, and it appears as if it's a different day. Don't tell anybody about that, but that's a trick that I do. So that was my plan today, and I had 3 episodes planned out I was going to do, and maybe try to wing a 4th. But I got the first one done. I got the life update done, and it was a beautiful morning. Beautiful morning, not heavy sun, which if you know me, you know that that's what I like. But I don't like it to carry it too far when I'm filming, because I'm using an external mic and I can't let that get wet. So I had to take the external mic off because it's starting to rain. So I'm not going to be able to film those other episodes. But I thought, well, why don't we just talk about that itself? The impediment of the rain is a good topic of life in Costa Rica, because that's what we do. We talk about Costa Rica and my life here in Costa Rica. And camera aside, a day like this when it's a little bit sprinkly, I like that kind of day. It's beautiful. We're here. This is my talking tree. It's my studio. It's where I like to come in. It's my favorite place at the beach to film, because I've got a little place to hang my bag, and I ride my bike down here to the beach. I got to dry off this because the mic will get when I get water in the mic, you can't hear very well. So I ride my bike down here and I come out to the talking tree. Got my bag full of stuff here. Change of clothes, because as you know, for every episode I have a different shirt. Today I have my Café Emilio shirt on, the official coffee of Costa Rica Story. So when it rains, you kind of have to change your plans. You have to roll with it. So I'm not going to be able to film with my external mic, because when I do that, it exposes the connections on this camera and they can't get wet. So I had to close that up, and I put the external mic equipment into my little bag. They're in a waterproof Ziploc bag inside of this water-resistant bag. So you have to be able to adapt here, because when it rains, you can't just say, "Oh, my plans are ruined," blah. So you have to. I don't want to keep throwing trite expressions out there, but I will throw one more out there. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. That kind of thing. Anyway, that attitude will suit you well. It will serve you well here in Costa Rica. And really, a day like this it's beautiful. It drives a lot of people off of the beach for some reason. You know, people come to the beach, they're like, "Oh, well, no, I don't want to go to the beach. If it's raining, I'll get wet." What? Well, no, I can't go surfing in the rain. I'll get wet. What? So I don't really understand that logic. A lot of people get it. A lot of people like walking the beach on a rainy day like we're doing right here. The only thing, I just have to keep the mic from getting too wet, because then it will muffle the audio. So it's a beautiful day. I don't know what people have against rainy days. It does make you change. It does make you have to adapt. As you see, I don't have an external mic. The audio might be not as clear as it is with the external mic, but the beach is beautiful on a rainy day. And one of the cool things is I saw the storm coming from, like an hour before it hit. I could see it coming out from out on the ocean. And a little mist first came, and then I was like, well, how long is it going to last? But you just roll with it. I love the way that the weather changes here, and it changes very quickly. So probably, if I was a betting man, I would say in an hour from now, the sun's going to break through, and it'll be a little hot and humid. That's a toss of the coin kind of thing. People like to think they can predict the weather. And that's one thing I've noticed about the gringos that move here. They all want to be able to say they have an idea of what the weather's going to be. They try to think that they have a pattern. There's a new guy, he moved here not long ago. And he was going, oh yeah, at 11:15, that's when the rain starts. It's like, no man, maybe it did once or twice and you called that a pattern, but no. You need more evidence than that. It's not that consistent. The weather does what the weather does, and you're just going to have to roll with it. I think people want to have that little bit of control in their life here, but you have to understand that you're not in control. The weather is in control. You have to adapt to the weather. You have to learn to love the changes. You have to learn to make that part of your life, that you have in your bag of tricks alternatives when it rains. So maybe if you wanted to go and have a picnic on a rainy day, you could still have the picnic, but bring an umbrella. It's not a deal breaker. That's why I like when people come and experience the Uvita Day Adventure. Most of the people, because they watch the channel, we're like-minded people. So when people come and experience the Uvita Day Adventure, if it happens to be a little bit of rain, that's not going to bother me. They have that attitude. So I think that's one of the great things about the audience of Costa Rica Story. It's a lot of people that have really good attitudes about life. So one thing that can be said about Uvita, Costa Rica is if you don't like the current weather, give it 20 minutes. It'll change. And that's literally, this is something, if you're here on vacation and you wake up in the morning and it's raining out, don't write the day off. Don't think, oh goodness, my day is ruined. It's raining. Oh no, wow. Even if you hate the rain, chances are in 20 minutes, it'll start to clear up, especially if it's the high season, like it's January now. January tends to be a lot more sunny, so the rain and clouds, the sun burns through them a lot quicker. So you can see off in the distance there, it's getting a little bit brighter out there, quite a bit brighter. You can actually see Ballena now. So yeah, if you're not happy with the current weather in Uvita, give it 20 minutes. Good chance it's going to change. So if you'd like to come to Uvita and experience the Uvita Day Adventure with me, just go to uvitaday.com. There's a ton of things we can do. A lot of beautiful beaches, a lot of beautiful waterfalls, going to the farmer's market. This could even be a scouting trip if you're coming to look at Costa Rica as a possibility of a place to live. This can be your scouting trip. We can mingle with the community. You can meet some of my friends. You can even practice your Spanish. Just go to uvitaday.com for more information about that, and it will also be linked down below in the description. As I said before, quoting Michael Allen, YouTube is hard, man. It's a tough gig. And if you've been enjoying the videos and you'd like to see me continue making videos, you can make a contribution at uvitaday.com. You can buy me a coffee. You can make a contribution via PayPal. Also, coming to Uvita and experiencing the Uvita Day Adventure with me helps out a lot. If you're coming to Costa Rica and you're renting a car, rent a car through me because that helps the channel survive. Booking your tours through me helps this channel survive. Because without you, the channel will not exist.
I would love this.
So are you ready? Are you ready to come to Uvita and experience the Uvita Day Adventure? I really love showing people my world, living vicariously through their adventures here. We can hit a lot of the popular attractions, so you never really know who's going to drop in on the Uvita Day adventure. And it's definitely a good way to get in touch with your inner child. And if you want, we can even get off the beaten path. A coffee tour with mi amigo Dainair. Maybe we'll find some wildlife to photograph. Visit to the farmer's market, making some new friends. And if you go on a coffee tour, I have to warn you, Dainair might put you to work. Or if you're more adventurous, hike up a mountain trail to a waterfall. A refreshing swim in a beautiful swimming hole. But there's a lot to see, and there's a lot to do. Make new friends, see some cool things, make some memories. The Uvita Day Adventure. Go to uvitaday.com for more information. Hopping into a beautiful swimming hole. Another thing we can do on the Uvita Day adventure. But that's all I've got for this edition of Costa Rica Story. Make sure you like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, but most importantly, share this video and this channel with a friend. Hasta luego.